At first glance, the satellite photos of this docked transport ship seem harmless enough. However, within those pink containers is a secret that North Korea wants to keep hidden. In response to North Korea's nuclear proliferation, the United Nations Security Council imposed sanctions against the military dictatorship in 2006. The most extensive sanction to date was adopted in 2017. This banned the purchase of North Korean exports, including coal, textiles, and seafood. Additionally, North Korea could no longer import petroleum in the same quantity as it had before. Still, global corporations seeking to conduct business with the highly despised country found ways to use a secretive fleet of vessels to smuggle in illegal goods. A secret fleet. The United Nations had reported that North Korea's network of illicit trade activities included ship-to-ship transfers of cargo. These transfers meant to circumvent sanctions placed on the country, rendering the international community's actions ineffective. The UN added that the majority of the illegal transfers between ships commenced in the East China Sea as boats moved from the South China Sea, closer to Lianyungang. Smartly, the reduction in the distance also reduces the likelihood of exposing North Korean vessels to Western ships or international authorities. Furthermore, speculation surrounding the change in location for illegal trading forced faster deliveries, which ended up being more cost-effective. Bulk carriers, such as those identified in the photo, present a worrying challenge as they fully demonstrated North Korea's commitment to violating the UN sanctions. A report on the matter stated, quote, "The utilization of larger vessels with a carrying capacity 2 or 3 times that of the DPRK vessels suggests that much larger quantities of illicit coal can be shipped per voyage." The North Korean ships use an array of advanced evasive techniques to cover their dealings. Identity theft, illegal name changes, misrepresentative contracts, and misleading signals directed at boats, satellites, and coastal stations allows North Korea to deal in plain sight. 2019 marked an increase in these illicit trade activities. North Korea reportedly exported 3.7 million tons of coal to an unidentified nation that year, an estimated price tag of $370 million US. The Wise Honest. The ship photographed at the port is the MV Wise Honest, a North Korean 17,061-ton bulk carrier. It was captured at a port in Indonesia, carrying 25,500 tons of coal on board, priced at $2.9 million. It had evaded detection by registering unlawfully by sailing without a national flag. Indonesian port authorities noted the discrepancy and immediately investigated. They reported the South Korean company Enermax was the intended receiver, which would then transfer ship to ship and head for the port city Balikpapan in Borneo. Enermax stated that there was no intended import of coal on their behalf, but that they had received an offer from, quote, "someone who seemed to be a local broker in Indonesia." Whether this allegation is true is unclear. Nevertheless, it does match up with devious North Korean strategies to circumvent its sanctions. The U.S. Justice Department released a statement supporting this allegation, which stated, quote, "Participants in the Korean Songi scheme attempted to conceal the Wise Honest's DPRK affiliation by falsely listing different countries for the Wise Honest's nationality and the origin of the illicit coal in shipping documentation." On August 4, 2017, further attempts to conceal the exact origin of the Wise Honest were made by not sending out an AIS signal from the ship. It was a clear violation of international navigation procedures. In April 2018, the vessel was seized by the Indonesian government and handed over to American authorities the following month. Still, South Korean and Indonesian companies weren't the only ones complicit in North Koreans' illicit activities, unwittingly or otherwise. In March 2018, the Wise Honest carried coal valued at $750,000, transporting it from Nampo, North Korea. Linked to the payment was a U.S. financial institution in violation of American and international law. Chinese Cloaks. Chinese companies have also been linked to North Korean vessels conducting illicit trading. In September 2019, the Chinese Laochuanzhang 717 bulk carrier was spotted near the Jiangsu province port, 600 kilometers from Beijing. Here, the carrier made a ship-to-ship transfer with the North Korean Jinhong 9. Its location was only discovered by satellite imagery. It conducted the trade while also in the proximity of the North Korean Everglory. The Chinese ship proceeded to offload coal at a port in Hebei province, as reported by the United Nations panel in charge of monitoring compliance with North Korean sanctions. That same month, the Fuxing 9 was used by a Chinese shipping business. It was spotted after meeting with North Korean vessels at sea. The Chinese ship already conducted trade, despite reports from the Chinese government that they had disrupted activity after purchasing it in June 2019. 3 different visits to North Korean ports were performed by this vessel at the end of 2019. A Security Council diplomat reportedly told VOA News, quote, "It's quite concerning that the evidence is beginning to show that the Chinese government is either actively supporting UN-prohibited activity or at the very least being criminally negligent." American response. According to South Korean IBK Economic Research Institute analyst Cho Bung-hyun, quote, "North Korea doesn't have many big ships it can use for exports. If this size of ship is seized and that seizure isn't lifted quickly, it would greatly damage North Korea." In fact, the ship was seized. A Southern District of New York federal court judge ordered the forfeiture of the Wise Honest, which had already been in American custody due to its violation of sanctions. Justifying the forfeiture, the Justice Department established that the vessel was active in illicit coal trading. Ironically, it was a direct result of tricking American banks. Payments made for maintenance and upgrades to the ship were cashed in US dollars, obtained through shady dealings by North Korea using false information and resulting in no recoupment. Now, the United States government officially owns the Wise Honest. Assistant Attorney General of National Security John C. Demers stated, quote, "This order of forfeiture sinks the Wise Honest's career as one of North Korea's largest sanctions-busting vessels. The Department of Justice will continue to pursue other property used to violate U.S. and international sanctions around the globe with the cooperation of our international partners." How North Korea retaliates or whether it continues its illicit behaviors remains to be seen. Speculation that the forfeiture will only strengthen North Korea's resolve to fool countries and companies into illegally trading with them surrounds UN nations.